didn't. They looked like they were in a while. You know, they're 38 to 20 at one point. Notre Dame wins it in overtime, 41-38, and as in only Notre Dame fashion, they were fortunate because in overtime, it was crazy. Florida State gets the ball first in overtime, and they're about to and succeeded to kick a 50-yard field goal. But as the ball was being kicked, Norvell, the head coach of Florida State, called a timeout because he wanted the previous play to be reviewed, which they called a fumble, which brought the ball back to make it a 50-yard field goal, when in fact it was more like an incomplete pass.
He iced his own kicker, Stoney.
Well, but the purpose was to make it 13 yards closer, which, you know, you do the math. So, of course, he makes the 50-yarder. This is the 38-yarder.
It was so predictable.
Of course, because it's Notre Dame. They always get those
The luck
freaking
of the
great
Irish.
And by the way, Jack Cohn.
He did.
I mean, you don't think their fans in Wisconsin are saying, what the F?
Yeah, we got Mertz, they got Cone. Crap.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, though. Early on, I didn't think he looked fantastic.
No.
But then once he got going on, late second quarter, and then the second half, the third quarter, he was phenomenal. But here's the problem. Typical Notre Dame. You're up 18, you go to prevent defense, you allow Florida State to get all this momentum, and if you were stupid enough to take Notre Dame minus 7.5, you end up losing your ass, but yet the Irish still win. So it's like a lose freaking lose.
Oh, I know. See, that's why, that's the problem with betting, to me, is because so many people, and you didn't bet with their heart, and they lose money. This time you bet with your thought in your brain, because I know you're not a Notre Dame fan, and you still lose.
No, I'm sitting there, I hate the Irish, and I'm sitting there cheering them on because I wanted to win money, and they lose. Well, they lost the point spread at least. But I will tell you this, and you and I both think that maybe Joe Tessitore went a little bit overboard.
Oh, my God.
But the Mackenzie Milton story...
It was a cool story.
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
It's really
For
awesome.
those of you who don't know, Mackenzie Milton was the quarterback for your boy Scott Frost, right?
Yeah, UCF.
And UCF had a disastrous knee injury.
I think we're talking worse than Alex Smith.
Yes. And that was back in 2018. And he didn't give up, and he went through rehab and surgeries and all this kind of stuff, incredible stuff. Transferred to Florida State, battled for the starting job coach of USC, and then he left to become the head
Tampa
coach
Bay,
of the
right?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they started. And they started out, they lost the first whatever game. I mean, they didn't win a game the first season. But he is famous for that comment. Somebody asked John McKay, "What do you think of your team's execution?" And he just said, "I'm in favor of it." Basically, that was the joke.
It's hysterical.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Especially he was a funny guy.
Well, he was. And Brian Kelly just delivered it there.
Yes.
Because he brought up execution, and then he said they should be executed. And obviously, I give him credit. In the post game, he did not apologize. He said, if you guys want to come after me for this, go ahead and come after me for this. But it's an old quote, kind of paying homage to it. Essentially, shut up. I was making a joke.
He's right. He's right. And if you are offended by that, you need to check yourself in the mirror and say, why am I like on this planet? Have a heart. Try to have some fun. I mean, God, don't take everything so literally. But I mean, we can go on and on about what offends different people. I'll tell you what offends me, Jeff. I'm offended by people who were offended.
That's very offensive.
How can you be offended by now? The only people who I think might have any
Notre Dame is very religious. I don't know if you knew this.
yeah, I know,
Probably should be talking about execution.
any right to be offended would be somebody who actually lost a loved one or a friend due to an execution. Other than that, no, you should not be offended.
So,
But I can't. It's like the same thing. Well, how can you say that what group should be offended or not? You're right. I mean, if it doesn't offend me, doesn't mean it's not offensive. This is not offensive.
I'm trying to find this on Twitter. I thought I marked it, but it was really funny because it was an apology from Brian Kelly and an official statement from Notre Dame.
No, really.
And it said something to the extent
It was a fake one, right?
Of course it was.
Oh, okay.
And it said something to the extent of, I'm a religious man, I'm an honorable man, I apologize to everybody I offended. And then Nick Castellanos drives the ball to left field to makes it 4-0. It was perfect. I wish I could find it to do it justice.
How are you offended by that? I don't get it.
Were many people really offended?
I saw
All
a few
saw
on Twitter.
All I saw were people saying, like, did